Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch Podcast, sponsored by Prize Picks. My name is Adam Kona, I'm your host, joined by my buddy Dan Welch. Dan, Mister, I just want to keep talking Counter-Strike before I hit the bleeping record button. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm excuse me. I'm still living the high of today in my 5x day. So I
You
couldn't stop.
you love to hear it and you love to see it. So before we started hitting the record button on this podcast, Dan just kept telling me strategy after strategy of things he wants to do, and he's talking about it. I'm like, can we just talk about it on the podcast, please?
Well, maybe if you were recording it, just throw it in there. Just add it to the end as a little bonus.
I spent 2
Oh,
hours weeks ago
there you
trying to figure out how to edit these videos. I don't have the software, and I'm not paying for the recording software to edit it right now. So, with all due
go.
respect, we're gonna get that here on the podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, the CS:GO Clutch podcast is sponsored by PrizePicks. Head over to PrizePicks.com. Sign up using the promo code Clutch. Again, promo code Clutch gets new depositors a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. They're an amazing website. I went 4 or 5 yesterday. Dan, I think, also had a good day on PrizePicks. Easy ways to make easy money by just playing against the lines. For example, if you looked at that website and you saw the refresh 33.5 line, you smashed that over and you crushed. Um, Again, PrizePicks.com. Sign up using the promo code Clutch. New depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Again, that's promo code Clutch. Dan, let's review the winning lineup from this past main slate. The $10,000 to first 30K quick scope for CSGO DFS. We had a two-way tie for first place, Beast Cobra and Sacred 7. Congrats to the two of them. We also had a two-way tie for third. Ozzy Owen and Tecmo27, who we've seen at the top of some of these things in the past. So the two ties here in first place split 6,200. Well, split the 10K, and they each took home $6,250. Captain Refresh with Tessus and Stown. Hades one off on Ents, and a stack of Zywoo and Apex. You know, this group is pretty straightforward through 2 days, heading into our third day of Group A play.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. Unfortunately, the bad news bears cannot upset anybody. Just like we're all hoping for, or at least I'm hoping for.
Yes, you're hoping for. I'm continuing to stack against them like we stacked against Renegades in ESL Pro League Season 13. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, well, I did too. I just somewhere in my adolescent brain, I want them to be. I like the underdog, especially the Bad News Bears, just because of the original movie. So
Yeah, well, I see where you're going with that. But
yeah.
in all seriousness here, what do you think of this lineup? The 3 heroic is what kind of caught me by surprise. In my lineup, I went 3 Team Vitality, 2 Astralis, and 1 heroic. Or did I go 1 Astralis, 2 heroic? Let's combine them.
Um.
Yeah, I ended up just solo captaining Lucky, and then going 2 heroic and 3 Team Vitality. In retrospect, solo captain 1 off was probably not my finest work. But I still ended up at 407 points. Lucky ended up as the most positive player from Astralis. They just ended up in a loss, and 75 points is not getting you there in the captain spot. But I did have Stown. I did have Zywoo. I had Masuda, who had 73 points. Just Apex, once again, continuing to play well. And Kyojin was like 40-something% owned. And just kind of like let a lot of people down from a DFS perspective. Not from a gameplay standpoint, because when you have everyone else on your team in double-digit, positive kill-to-death differentials, he just ended up with a negative kill-to-death differential and was only -5. It's not like it was, bad, but still only got 22 frags in a very quick contest against the Bad News Bears. So,
Yeah. I mean, there's what? So Kyojin and Shush both had like really poor days for DFS, but it's like I think it's just because all the other guys were getting all the kills.
yeah, that seemed to be how it was. So, we're heading into this again. So let's head back to the contest and break this lineup down again. So, I don't mind the refresh. I like the refresh captain call at 1.7%. It's kind of very interesting. He had a massive day. 46 frags, 6 assists, 23 deaths, 3 first kills, a 1v2 clutch, and a 4K. Tessus also went bonkers. 38 kills, 15 assists, and 31 deaths. 2 4Ks, 75.5 points. And we talked about this with all the expensive players the other day. He was only 20.2% owned.
There's only what?
20.2% owned in this tournament.
Refresh?
No, Tessa's.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. Well, the
So,
price and people have been stung by his volatility, so
yeah.
makes sense.
I have not seen really any of these games at all. I've just had some other stuff going on, so I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and watch these games. But
Oh,
what I find interesting is, from looking at the stats, this is the heroic that we saw in Pro League Season 13. This is the elite team that cannot be stopped. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to do against Team Vitality on this upcoming slate.
I think
Dan,
they're
your
gonna crush
Ents
him.
call paid off.
They
Hades
sure
was the
did.
optimal person. He was, what is that, plus 23?
Yeah, he was on fire.
Mm-hmm. He's a good addition to that team. Ents overall are just a little bit still of a mess, but they're definitely getting more continuity. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens with Ents, but Hades was the one off from Ents you needed, and Zywu and Apex again. We saw this 2-stack takedown day 1. It's there in day 2 again. So for
so it
me, the shocking part is a 3-man heroic stack over a 3-man team vitality stack. But other than that, I like this lineup.
yeah. Just one thing on Ents. While I was because I watched the majority of the match, and the whole time I'm just like waiting for them to basically give it away.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen, which is really good for me for my confidence in them because it means that they're not making mistakes and they're still playing well.
Mm.
Um, even on because they started off on the CT side on Nuke, obviously,
Yep,
and they held their own and then finished it off on the T side, which was that's why I just assumed they were going to lose on their T side, but they didn't. So that's very promising in my mind.
for sure.
I would play Ants against anybody right now.
Well, we'll talk about it heading into this next slate. They have an interesting matchup that we will get into here in a
Yeah,
little bit.
definitely.
Anything else you want to talk about from this lineup, from the winning lineup?
Um, I think it's yeah. I would not have thought of this because the only reason I think that it happened is because Shush just didn't get any kills.
Look, I said yesterday, Shush is my second favorite play after Cadian.
Oh really?
I was Cadian 1, Shush 2.
You can't predict that.
You can't. I mean, I would expect Team Spirit to put up a little more of a fight, but, you know, this seems to be
Mm,
the Team Heroic that we saw dominate early in
I think
EPL and really not lose.
yeah. I'm just gonna say one more time. Reiterate. I think something's wrong with Team Spirit.
We will see.
Mm,
Definitely more to look into there. Let's head over to the main slate here, unless you have anything else to talk about from those winning lineup.
nope.
Again, congrats to the two winners that took the split of the split of the 10,000, ended up winning $6,250 each. Congrats to the both of
Boom.
you as well, and congrats to all the other winners in the tournament. Dan, congrats to you in the 5x day.
Mm-hmm.
All
Thank you.
right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to review the 3-game main slate here on DraftKings. I just had the $5,000 to first 20K clutch tournament up here for CSGO DFS. And speaking of CSGO DFS, hit that like button down below, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell next to it. And drop us a comment. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what plays you all are on and what you like and don't like about the podcast. Dan and I are always looking for some positive feedback. Trolls not welcome. We're trying to build a fun, loving community. So we want to make sure you guys are succeeding and you're getting all of your research in. So again, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. That way that you all know every single time one of these podcasts drop. And leave us a comment down below, like we said. Tell us who you're on and why. Maybe you guys are thinking of something that Dan and I aren't thinking of. We'd love to hear from our listeners. All right, Dan, with that being said, Bad News Bears once again getting the 7:30 a.m. straw. It's Bad News Bears versus Astralis. GG's. Bad News Bears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once again, I'm
Astralis
going
is
right. Go ahead.
they're not gonna mess around.
Nope. I'm going right
It's gonna
back to the
be
well. I'm going 3-man stack against Bad News Bears. I'm sorry. I if you want to get different for Large Field GPP's fine. I'm gonna stack against Bad News Bears every single slate.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to have that variable, but it is what it is.
It makes
Yeah,
lineups a little predictable for this week.
it does.
Um,
Yeah, it kind of turns me away from the rest of the slates, but
if Heroic don't spank Team Spirit like they did, that winning lineup looks drastically different and maybe has 3 Team Vitality in it.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So I think we need to keep that in mind. With that being said, all 5 members of Team Astralis are in play. It's Astralis. I'm not playing anyone from Bad News Bears unless I'm in a 20 max where I'm entering like 5 to 15% just to gain
Yeah.
some leverage on the field. Once again, Zipix is a substitute. Zipix is not playing. Do not play Zipix.
Do not play Zipex.
Gonna go right back to the well on Lucky. Gonna go right back to the well on Dupree. Gonna go right back to the well on Magus. Right back to the well on Glaive and Bubsky. If I had to rank them, it's Lucky 1, Bubsky 2, Glaive 3, Dupree 4, Magisk 5. 10,200 is a big ask, and I'm going to want to take some shots on Zywoo, Cadian, or anyone else in that last game. I'm going to need some salary saving.
I'm actually a big fan of Magus because of his price.
For large field
I know it's a
GPPs, he's going to be low owned, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, and Glaive because of his price, but
Well, you're going to tell us about your love for Glaive on this slate, because like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Dan was just rattling off a ton of strategy before we started hitting record on this thing, and he could not stop telling me how much he really likes Glaive on the slate.
the flash assist potential for Glaive is super high, especially if they get Nuke and Inferno. So that's why.
We can't forget Ancient.
Oh, that's wait. You think they might play Ancient?
It's possible. It's
I
very
would
possible.
say I'm gonna say like yeah, possible for sure.
I mean,
But
what are we thinking? Nuke or Inferno being picked by Astralis? Bad News Bears can't pick into Mirage. I mean, Bad News Bears. What did they pick into against Team Vitality? I forget.
um, Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
I think it was Overpass.
Was it Overpass? Astralis
Yeah,
aren't
and
a
they
bad Overpass team.
they're not. Yeah, I mean,
Astralis don't really have a bad map.
well, mm, yeah, they really don't.
They're all very skilled on every map, so there's not really a map advantage for Bad News Bears. Just if I were them, I'd pick what looks like their weakest map and just target it.
Oh, they literally 100% ban Mirage.
Yes,
Yeah, so
because
everything else is therefore good for them.
they permaban Mirage like it should be permabanned out of the competitive map pool. Did I say that?
I like Mirage. I don't know why you don't like it.
I don't like Mirage. It's not my favorite map at all. And like I was saying
Yeah,
this yesterday, like personally, I think it's my weakest statistical map in Counter Strike.
It's like a super old map too. Like it's been
It
around
is.
since the first iteration of Counter Strike.
I think also the frustration with Mirage is you have to make sure you know your nades, and everyone else in your team really should know some basic nades for that map, especially if you're on T side.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you
And
can't
if you,
survive. Otherwise, you're just a shooting gallery.
mm-hmm. So anyway, enough about Mirage. Do we want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about anything else on this game?
Glaive Captain, baby, let's get it.
Oh, so everyone knows where Dan starts off for Astralis. So all right, let's get into it. Second game here on the slate. It's gonna be a juicy game. It's gonna be an interesting game. I don't know if juicy is the right word. The last game on this slate's gonna be juicy. This game is interesting. Team Spirit versus Ents.
Mm.
What the f are we doing with this game?
I'm praying that everyone plays Spirit,
I
but
think
I have
Ents is the
doubts.
play. I really do. I really think Ents is the play. I don't even know if they're leverage. Quite frankly, I don't care. I think Ents is the right play.
It's a tough one because I mean I could see everyone. I could see a very common 3 stack of Astralis. So what's that leave? 3 more spots. You could avoid the game and play. I guess Man, that's tough.
I think I think an interesting way to get different with your lineups. 2-man stack Astralis, 3-man stack from this game.
2, 3, 2, 1.
3-man stack of Team Spirit or 3-man stack of Ents. I think that's the way to get
But no,
unique.
no, no, none in the captain though.
I
I
don't
think
care about where. I'm just talking about uniqueness. If we're gonna see a lot of people hitting 3-man stacks of Astralis, getting different, and let's just say a 3-man stack of Ents or a 3-man stack of Team Spirit, I think that just makes your lineup, even if you have the same guys, I just think it makes it more unique or different. Unique isn't the right way. It's more different.
more different. Yeah, unique. Yeah, that's basically the same. So I would agree with you. And I don't think that you're hurting yourself necessarily, but you're putting yourself in the situation where the outcome kind of has to either be a 3-mapper, where Ents or well, which is likely,
I
but
think
that
Ents
it's not
2-0 Team
close
Spirit.
on. What's that?
I think Ents 2-0 Team Spirit.
I think they can. Um, what maps we got here? Sorry, I'm eating crackers.
All right, let's save the crackers to after the pod. Thanks for
My
not
bad.
sharing with me. Are they good crackers? Now that you said you're having
Yeah,
crackers, we have to know what kind of crackers you're eating.
they're Cars Table water crackers or water table water crackers.
Watercress
Yeah,
crackers?
yeah. They're like my
Hmm.
favorite crackers. All
Cars
right.
are a great appetizer cracker. You
Yeah,
put that
yeah.
you put that with some nice cheese. I okay.
Oh, dude.
Since now on the topic of crackers, I really like the Cars rosemary ones. Those are delicious. Just saying.
Me too. The
Those are so
cracked
good.
pepper ones are my favorite.
And those are I don't know if I've really had those. They're okay. But anyway, getting back to Team Spirit and Ents, not having a cracker.
So here's the deal. We're gonna
Now I
get
want
Dust too.
crackers.
You're killing me. We're gonna get Dust too. Spirit is gonna win Dust too.
Are
Guaranteed.
they?
Yeah, no one can beat Spirit on Dust too.
They've been beaten on Dust 2 twice in 2 days. I think.
Really?
Oh no, I'm
No.
sorry. Dust 2 was the deciding map that they didn't get to today.
Yeah.
Uh oh,
Like no one.
I'm sorry. I thought Astralis beat them on Dust 2 the other day. That's my bad.
Oh, they spanked them. Or I
16-11.
mean, maybe not spanked, but I know Dexter went off
Oh yeah,
on Dust too.
that was the Dexter map. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I was looking at. It was Astralis Ents that didn't get played.
Heroic
Uh
Bandit.
yeah, well,
Oh, Endpoint beat them on Dust too, which is
yeah.
crazy in my
Well,
mind. But
that's
that was a
also
month ago.
because Heroic Permaban Dust 2.
No, yeah, no. I just Endpoint actually beat them on
Yeah.
Dust too
All right,
a month ago.
I take that back. I thought that Team Spirit. I thought Astralis beat Team Spirit on Dust 2. I forgot it was the other way around. Never mind. Going back to what you were saying. My bad.
So here's my take. I don't think a 3-man stack of either one is good. I think a 2-man is good, or even a 1-1 or a 2-1. And because the only reason is because if it does go 3 maps, then there's a really high potential or high ceiling potential for a couple of guys or 3 guys, and you're going to be very different.
It's fair, but I want you to keep this in mind. If you're in a large field GPP, like you're trying to win the 5,000, what's going to be a more different lineup construction? We're going to have a lot of 3-man Astralises, 2-man from this game. If we just switch that and go 2 Astralis, 3 Ents, or 3 Team Spirit, that just changes up your construction a bit. And if you have a 3-man stack from this game hit, you may be more likely to get in that topper tier to try getting that 5K as opposed to fighting everyone with your 3-man Astralis stacks. I'm just trying to think
Oh,
of
I
different
no no,
ways
I'm
we
with
can
you.
get different.
I'm 100% with you. Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking in the mindset of outcome instead of leverage, which isn't good. So yeah, man, I would have to agree. A 3-man stack either side is going to be some serious leverage.
I think all 5 of Ents are in play. I think my favorite 3 though have to be Spinks, Hades, and Diha.
Yeah, what about Snappy?
I just think in this game I'm leaning more towards Spinks and Diha 2-man. I just don't know what else to do about
No,
Hades.
you
I
gotta
think
play Hades.
I mean
You gotta
recency.
play
I
Hades.
mean recency bias is what it is. I mean how
Dude,
heavily owned
he's
is he
looking
going to
good.
be?
You have to play Hades. If you're gonna play Ents, you have got to play Hades. I'm telling you.
I kind of want to keep playing Dodo.
Yeah, Dodo's good.
I
Oh, that
don't.
was my value play today.
I don't mind
Was he in
playing
the up?
Snappy either. No, Dodo was not in the optimal.
Damn it.
It's because Hades was snagging all the frags.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
So I mean, like I just I think if it comes down to Dust 2, it depends if Dexter's gonna have a good map or not. Because he is up and down on Dust 2. I've seen games where he looks great defending A site on CT side, and games where he just disappears.
I have zero confidence in Team Spirit, but I would play them just because I thought might be low owned. But I don't think that they will be that low. I don't think it would be that much leverage.
Well,
I think people still buy into it, and
Mir
I
is
just don't think.
$9,800, and for some
Oh,
very strange reason, Zywoo's 8,600. Okay, we're gonna get to that stupid pricing in a bit.
that's really weird.
We'll get there in a bit before I want to like.
Did we look at the odds for this game? Sorry, I'm
Ah! Why is he that cheap? Sorry. The Mir's 9,800. Why?
It's heroic. Dude,
I don't
heroic's
care.
crushing.
It's Zywoo.
Yeah.
Zywoo and simple. You keep them above 9K at all times.
I don't know. He's been struggling. Like today he had like a random eco ace that put him over the top. He had a 5 kill
48, 11,
MP5
36.
ace.
45, 11, 28.
Really?
Versus Navi back in Cologne. 59, 13, 50. Furia, 44, 2, and 33. Renegades, best of 1, I think that was. 22, 3, and 9. It's freaking Zywoo. There's zero excuse for him to be under $9,000.
Okay.
Anyway,
Fair enough.
this is just me getting furious and frustrated. But that's okay. We're going to take advantage of that misprice. I don't... How low owned is Mir going to be at 9,800? Yikes.
Unowned.
I'd play Magus before I play Mir at that price.
Yeah. I just don't think it's a good play. I mean, obviously you're going to get low ownership, but I don't like it. I mean, and if you're doing 20 lineups, definitely get the Mir.
Okay. I just realized I was doing the wrong thing on something. Alright, hang on 1 second. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm eating as a cracker.
I noticed. Alright. So, alright, let's get into this. So, Team Vitality versus Heroic. Any last minute thoughts on Team Spirit and Ents? I think both you and I are on Ents.
Ents.
Alright, Team Vitality versus Heroic. The juicy matchup of the day. What is happening with this game in your opinion?
I think, from a predictive standpoint, I would say Heroic smash. From a DFS standpoint, I have no idea who to play.
So I mean, like this this is something you and I again were talking about pre-show. This is the Heroic that we saw in EPL Season 13. This is the Heroic that seemingly cannot be stopped. I think the leverage on this slate is Team Vitality.
I agree.
And I think
not
Team
bad
Vitality
leverage.
actually has a chance to beat Heroic. I mean like a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I'd put him at like
definitely.
40 to 50% to win. Team Vitality have looked good. They looked good in Cologne. Kyojin is coming along. I understand the... Kyojin burned a lot of people for DFS today.
Whatever.
I mean, like, that recency bias at 5,000, I'm not playing Kyojin against Heroic. But if you mean to tell me 5 to 15% in the 20 max or above, some Kyojin exposure if he goes off, sign me up for that. But let's talk about the pricing. Tessus, 9,000. Cadian, 7,800. Stown at 7,000. Shush at 6,200. Refresh, 5,400.
Crazy.
Refresh is going to be ultra chalk. After the performance he had today, recency bias, I'm sorry, 5,400 is too cheap against Team Vitality. Do I think he's a trap? Kinda. Do I think he's a fantastic value play? Yes. I go right back to the well on Shush, right back to the well on Cadian. Cadian is 7,800. He should not be
Yeah,
under 8,000.
yeah, Cadian's a good play. Could be high owned. It's a tough one.
All
I
right.
think people will avoid
I
it too.
I think
I
Tessus is the best play from Heroic on this slate. Just in terms of if you think about how this game could play out, Tessus is their best rifler right now. I mean, Stown can obviously be the best rifler on Heroic on any given day. That's not debatable.
Yep.
What are we doing with Tessus versus Stown, or are we just playing them both? Because I
Oh man,
think
I wish
this
I
is
knew.
more of a Tessus game than it is a Stown game.
Well, I'm gonna do one thing that I know that helps me make these decisions, and that's look to see what maps we might get there on.
Uh,
Um,
this kid and his maps. No, I'm kidding.
so for me, it really is just like, okay, I'm having a tough time making a decision. So,
Go for it.
what
I
maps are
mean,
they
like, for
playing?
me, as much as I think Heroic have a 60% chance to win, I think Team Vitality have a legitimate 40% chance to win. I don't even think I'm going to consider Heroic in a single entry, and I'm going to just take the leverage of Team Vitality.
Oof.
I'm going to take that stand on this slate.
I think we get Vertigo. Um, I think it might be for me. It's Acadian day. Um,
If you're playing Heroic, I think Tessus is the play, followed by Cadian, Stound, Shush, and Refresh in that order. I actually like that order, even though it's just the order how they're priced in. I like that order. I
why are there so
think
many
for
ads on
Team
there?
Vitality, it's Zywoo.
I think I like Teslas and Acadian. Ooh,
I want to say Shocks, but I don't want to say Shocks.
I'm sorry. I'm changing my. I'm going Shush Acadian. All day.
Apparently, apparently, ladies and gentlemen, he listened to my advice from the last show.
Or Shush Teslas.
Uh, Look, I want to say Shocks too after Zywoo on Team Vitality.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
I mean, like, I'm sure you and the listeners can hear me just just like if the internal struggle of whether to play Shocks or not play Shocks.
Don't play Shocks.
I want
Do
to play
not play
Shocks.
Shocks.
I want to play Shocks.
Don't do it.
I do not feel confident in saying that at all.
Don't play Shocks.
I want to play Sharks. I like him as my second.
Shocks gets
Oh,
ownership. No matter how bad he is, he still pulls ownership. So it's like it's a
oh.
no brainer. If he was getting like 2% or 5% ownership, I'd say yeah, go for it.
How
But
chalky are
he's
we going to see a Zywoo and Apex stack again? It's 2 days in a row we've seen them on the winning lineup.
actually he could be like 5% tomorrow. Yeah, play Shocks.
$6,800 Sharks.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so as of this recording, I don't know if I'm going Shocks or Apex, second and third. I kind of want to put Masuda third. I don't know what to do with this team. Kyojin, obviously my least favorite. Zyru, my favorite. Between Masuda, Shocks, and Apex, I don't know how I'm going yet. And I'm just being perfectly honest with everyone because I don't know what to do. Help me out here, Dan. Who am I playing?
Heroic.
From Team Vitality! Not! Yeah! You're fired.
Don't do it. I'm heroic.
You're fired for 2 reasons. You're eating on my podcast and not sharing! Alright, I'm kidding. So look, Dan, that's where I'm at. I don't know if I like Masuda second, Shock second, or Apex second. I don't know how to list those 3. I know Zyru's my favorite, Kyojin's my least favorite. I'm taking a stand and saying Team Vitality over Heroic for DFS.
Play Shocks. Shocks is a good play.
I feel like if I play Shocks, it's like wasting money!
I mean, I don't love it, but he's going to be low owned, and he does have potential. And his price isn't that bad, so it's not like you're not putting your eggs in one basket. So, I mean, I don't hate it. I just think there's better plays at that price. I mean, you really limit. I feel like you're really limiting yourself. That's all.
Would it surprise you if we were reviewing the winning lineup tomorrow and it's a Zyru Shock stack and Shocks goes to plus 15?
No, not at all.
Wouldn't
I mean, he's
surprise
good.
me at all. I want to play Shocks with Zyru. I think it's always going to depend on lineup construction. Ah!
I know that they're not going to get Dust 2, and typically Shocks goes off on Dust 2, so.
We've also seen him go off on Nuke. I feel like we're going to see Nuke.
He's the B-site opera on Dust 2, so.
Yeah, but I feel like we've seen Shocks do well on Nuke too. I think we're going to see Nuke.
I'm trying to remember where he plays. Is he in the? I think he's in the.
I think he's ramp.
Secret. Is he ramp?
Is he?
I can't remember.
This might come down to a map decision. I have no idea. So let's move on to our core value GPP and favorite team stack segment. Follow us on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. You can follow Dan on Twitter at 1Delch, WANDLCH. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. Alright, let's get into it. I still have no idea what I'm doing with Team Vitality, and
you're right. He does play ramp.
He does play ramp. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Which isn't bad, especially if he does pick up the op. I mean, sometimes you can get 4 quick kills right there.
I've played ramp as an opera on Nuke, and sometimes you just see little to no action on ramp.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, let's get into it. Dan, core value GPP favorite team stack. Who you got?
Core, I'm gonna go with somebody from Astralis.
Cars, Rosemary Crackers. GPP, Cars, Black Pepper.
Oh, Glaive. Glaive is my core play tomorrow. Value, I'm going to go with Dodo, because why not?
Why not?
And GPP will be...
If you take Shocks, I'm kicking you off Discord.
Mirror.
Okay. I was going to say you take Shocks, I'm kicking you out of my Discord.
And by podcast. GPP, that means like 5 out of 20. Like I would have Mirror.
Yeah, I mean, again, large field GPP plays is the purpose for these plays.
Yeah, so talking like maybe 25%.
Favorite team stack?
Astralis.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, let's go. That's right. Core play for me is going to be Zywu. Zero excuse for him being sub 9,000. Excuse me. Value Bubsky 6,400. Refresh 5,400. He's the best down here. There's
Yeah.
really no one else I want to play in the sub 6,000 range other than Refresh. Oh, and Dodo. That's about it. I don't even know. I have no interest in Chopper today. No interest in Kyojin. Some interest in Snappy at 4,600. GPP, Shocks. I don't know if I'm playing him, but he's giving me my GPP play. I'm
There
playing
you go.
Shocks. Shocks is my GPP play. Favorite team stack is Team Vitality. Just large field GPP standpoint. All right, let's get into it. Prize Picks segment, ladies and gentlemen. Soon as Prize Picks wants to refresh on my page. Here we go. Let's go. Yoo-hoo!
Okay.
There we go. CSGO. Alrighty. Ton of plays once again. Dan, if you're looking at Prize Picks, who you got on this slate? Give us 3 picks.
One.
Oh, hang on, you're breaking up.
Okay.
Stand by.
And
Stand by, stand by.
go. Uh,
Alright, let me try getting Dan back. Hang on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. I had issues with Discord earlier. And I restarted my my modem. Oh, Discord has an update, that's why. I'm sitting here wondering, like, what is going on? So Discord looks like it has an update. Doesn't Discord know we're in the middle of a podcast? Dan, are you there? Dan?
Hello?
Dan?
I'm here.
He's back, and you're echoey.
Oh, am I?
Why are you so echoey?
I'm sorry. Well, so Bobski over, and then that'll be it for me.
Alright, so where's the... Bubsky 35.5? Yeah, smash the over.
That's gonna move. All right, I'm done.
You're
I love
done.
everybody. Have a good night.
Oh, hello. Alright, hang on a second. So, what do you think about this Hades line here at 40.5?
That's a trap.
That is a trap line, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll take Mir under 40.5.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll absolutely take the Mir under 40.5. Alright. One I want to talk about, eStore. First time we're seeing him on Prize Picks, stepping in playing for Offset. eStore is not exactly the greatest Counter-Strike player. I'll take an under 39.5 on eStore.
Yeah, because he was
Movie Star Riders.
yeah, and then who did he fill in for? Was
Fox.
it
Fox.
Fox? Okay.
Yep. So I like
Yeah, why
that.
not?
But let's do it. Those are our picks, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry again about the technical difficulties. Dan, I apologize. Discord decided it wanted to do an update as we were talking about Prize Picks. I lost you. I got out and it was like, update failed. I didn't want you to do an update while we're recording a podcast. Thanks, Discord. No, anyway, alright, for Dan, I'm Adam. Good luck on this slate, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, hit us up on social media. Good luck on this slate. We'll catch you tomorrow. Later.